Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Morgan and I am a Central Texas gardener in Zone 8B, and today we're going to be doing some garden cleanup because my yard is a mess and I thought I would take you along with me and show you guys kind of what happens when it's hot outside and you don't want to clean up the garden and you neglect it for a little bit. Yeah, so we're gonna go. I have a few projects. I have some plants I need to remove. I want to harvest a bouquet of flowers, so I'll show you that, and just pick up my yard because it's messy. And yeah, so I also want to show you the seedlings and how they're doing and how I have them set up, and what the plan is for the next couple weeks as we transition into the fall garden really soon. I do have one of my garden beds already planted out for fall, but the other ones are not quite there yet, so I'm just going to show you what's going on. But first we're gonna remove some plants, and the other thing I need to do is I need to weed eat, use the weed eater for my dog. You can see her in the reflection. But yeah, I need to use the weed eater around some pots and the garden beds and the fence because the weeds are getting crazy. We have a lot of poison ivy around our yard, and we also live in Texas and we have rattlesnakes, so I have to keep the grass pretty short because yeah, we've had rattlesnakes in our yard and they like to hide in like the tall grass, and I have a toddler, so we got to keep that under control. So I'm gonna do that as well. So let's get into it before it gets too hot. So I want to show you what I got at the farmer's market yesterday. I was really excited. I got some garlic for planting. I'm super excited. I talked to the farmer who was selling these, and he said that it's a great time to get planted in the next couple weeks. So I cleared out one bed a couple days ago, my raised bed, the one on legs, and I'll show you. I'm not going to show you how I cleared that out because I'm actually making a full guide to using bokashi compost, and I put the bokashi compost in there, so it needs about 2 weeks to set, to break down, so that it's not like, I don't want to put these in there right now because they wouldn't be like, the compost can kind of burn your plants, so I don't want that. So I'm gonna wait 2 weeks, check on the bokashi, and then I will plant these in there. But I just wanted to show you, I'm really happy because I was about to order these online and pay like $40 for garlic, which is kind of ridiculous when you can buy garlic at the store for like 50 cents. So I got these for $1.50 per head, and looks like there's a lot of cloves on them. I haven't broken them up yet, but if I need more, I'm gonna just try to go to the Natural Gardener in a couple weeks because they told me they would get their garlic in a couple weeks, but I would prefer to support a local farmer, and I bought all he had, so yeah, that's exciting. All right, so here's the state of the garden. It's kind of a jungly mess, but it's exciting. It's finally looking good. But what I'm removing is this cucumber vine is covered in aphids and super gross. So this happened when we were out of town, and I removed one, and I thought this one was going to be fine, but it needs to be removed, and it's starting to affect my sweet potato vines, and I don't want that because they have been super disease resistant. Oh, there's a good gross bug on here. I don't know what that is. The the sweet potato vines have been super pest resistant, and I think the only reasons they're getting the aphids is because the cucumber is totally dead, and the aphids need something to go to. So I need to remove this, or all my sweet potatoes are threw them in a pile of yard scraps that I don't use for my garden because I don't want them to come back. My garden. Okay, so that's taken care of. The next thing we're gonna do, there was a huge spider web over here the other day, but it's gone now. So this is the bed that I cleaned out and I put the bokashi compost in. So it was pretty much, I'll go into depth about it in that video when I talk about the bokashi compost, but this bed had the same soil in it it's had for about 2 years now, so I needed to add some nutrients to it and add the fresh soil, so I removed quite a bit of it, which is in this bucket here. I removed a lot of it. I added the bokashi and I added some garden soil on top, so hopefully that will be ready in about 2 weeks and I can plant my garlic in that. The reason I want to put my garlic in here is because we don't have solid plans to relocate right now, but you know, I don't want it to be in my in-ground bed and then we move and I have to throw my garlic away and like rip it up early, so I just want it to be transportable. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I have this winter squash climbing up this homemade compost sifter thing, but it's not doing well on it, and I'm gonna just take it off and let it run on the ground. And I know I shouldn't be cutting these. I know I should reuse them, but I don't know how. And my husband can do it, but he's not here, so. And I'm hoping I don't have to. I thought this would climb up this really well, but it didn't, and I had to basically, you know, make it stay on it. It didn't really attach to it, so I don't know if I'll get any squash off of here, but I'm just gonna let it climb on the ground here since we don't really walk back here anyways. And I don't know if I'm gonna get anything off of it, but I need this because I need to sift my compost. So yeah, I'm gonna take this, and I don't think I'm gonna do my compost today, but I need it in the next couple days. So sorry, little squash, I don't know if you'll make it, but just gonna throw some seeds in here because I really want to start some cilantro and I don't have a good spot for it right now. So I'm just gonna do it in here. And probably will end up removing this squash pretty soon, so gonna do that. And I'll remember to come and water that before I finish up for today. Here's the back area. It's looking good. I hung this shade cloth up out here, but that's another thing I'm gonna do right now is just remove that. It's just been really, like, as you can see, it's been really gloomy. So even though it's still in the high 90s, and yeah, I know this looks super janky, but I knew it was only gonna be for like 2 weeks, so yeah. But I'm gonna remove the shade cloth because it's just very not sunny lately. So I have quite a bit of stuff that's sprouted and doing really well. All my beans are doing really well. Radishes are doing well. Carrots are starting to pop up. Beets, that's a weed. I do have a lot of weeds in this bed because it's an in-ground bed, whereas my like raised beds, I have had like no weeds in the whole year that I've been gardening. So yeah, I'm very excited about this bed. I think it has a lot of potential. I think I'm just gonna have to keep on top of it with the weeding. So I'm gonna go ahead and remove this shade cloth. It's like on my head, so. our power tools. Now it's time for business. I need to weed eat. Lower that, if you can see, but I need to weed eat all around here. Look a little bit better. I do have a few fun things to do. My son and I painted some rocks. I was trying to paint like all the little vegetables that I was sewing so that I could just put it as a marker, but he kept painting over them, so now we have some abstract art. So I was just gonna put these around the garden just for fun, and I'm gonna harvest some flowers for a bouquet.